You can see the stats of how both of these got on. It was a 4-2 in Swiss for NightWatch, and he made it obviously into the knockout stages where he had to beat the Stranger from FC Basel. 2 FC Basel players out the competition in the round of 32. No Nicholas and no Stranger. It's a different story for Tekkz though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it were a tough game against Diego in that sort of round of 32 game. He's in the round of 16 right now. On the other side of it, just before we get into the game, I was chatting to NightWatch. He said 2 important things to me. The first one, I don't care about the money. Just get me to Madrid. The second one, don't say my name in the game, please. Because it throws him off, apparently. Ivan, NightWatch, Dr. NightWatch, whatever it might be, just try not to say his name. I said, you know what? I'll do my best.
What can I call him? Player
NightWatch
2?
Every single time he gets the ball.
Can I call him Player 2? Just Player 2 now?
Player 1, Player 2.
Is that what I've got to go with now? But
Tekkz and his opponent.
We've got to say NightWatch. I'm sorry if he can hear me. Get the headset on. Get yourself in the game. 2 legs of FIFA though, Richard. And for me, this takes me back to the playoffs last year in Amsterdam for a 2-legged game, which is kind of life-changing because Amsterdam was where if you won 2 legs a game, 2 games of FIFA, sorry, you go to the grand finals, which as we know was once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of people to go to the O2 arena in London. This is for an eChampions League final. Here's a little quote we saw earlier from Tekkz. It would mean a lot to me to make the top 8.
لا حتى كمان تكز مش بيلعب حلو البطولة دي. هو عموما النهارده اخرهم بس هيتأهل 8 وبعدين هيلعبوا النهائي في يوم 31/5 اللي هو نهائي دوري الابطال. وده المدرب بتاعه ولا المدلك بتاعه؟
From going to the Champions League final. I wish I could be in that position, I'll be honest.
And the last time, it's interesting you bring up the playoffs there. It's almost like a telepathic connection.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The last time that Tekkz were in this opportunity, you'd say, with a game to send him elsewhere, he lost. That were at the playoffs.
Rafsu.
So maybe, is that added pressure when you know that you've got to win to progress to a different venue, to a different event? Maybe that's something that could be playing on his mind a little bit. I think Marius being there with him is a positive.
Hello.
In all honesty.
What I also love about this tournament as well, Richard, is that it's not a FUT Champions Cup. There's not 6 of them in the year. There's 1 of them. It's not on X. It's not on another console. It's not on, you know, it's just PlayStation at the end of the day. So there isn't a second chance. You have to win this game. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Has Tekkz been in this position a lot, other than a cross-console final? That is the only position he has been in where he may have felt pressure like this. This is to go to the Champions League final, the eChampions League final. Maybe to even watch Liverpool play there as well, but here we go. 2 legs of FIFA. We are underway. Only 2 players remain in the competition still that are unbeaten. Maestro, I have no idea how he brought it back. I saw him running around when he won a penalty shootout.
I was stood behind him as well while that penalty shootout was taking place, and it was so dramatic, that game. He scored a late equaliser. He was 3-2 down for a little bit of that game as well, and then just grinded it into a penalty shootout and then got over the line in the end. Did the enigma that is Vitality Maestro.
We've got to have a chat about NightWatch. I'm sorry if I'm going to say his name many times throughout this game, but he is a player that can break down a game. You know, you've got a little analogy, I'm sure, with the doctor in front of him, that he knows everything about FIFA.
Yeah.
Everything about FIFA.
His knowledge is by far one of the greatest that we've seen among this year, especially last year. There's a reason that he is a very avid studier of literature, of the academic side of life. And it helps him in FIFA being able to break players down. He knows every single position, you see that? Right back there, Mendy. No one else is using Mendy, the FUT future star. Van der Sar in goal. Every option is calculated.
Well, the one common factor we've seen yesterday for Tekkz, and this was something that he has spoke about, I spoke to Marius about it too, in the first legs, he has been incredible. I think it was, so we played 4 matches yesterday in Swiss. Only one of those matches he won in his second leg. It was the last game of the day. He won his second leg 2 goals to 1, but all before that, he was winning the first game, and it was the scoreline of his first leg that was winning him the overall tie. In the knockouts, as we saw in the last game, he has to go and do the job on both occasions now. All the way across for Neymar. That will go for a corner for NightWatch.
Which is something that before Marius came in wasn't the case for Tekkz. He was simply losing the first legs, then winning the second legs, and taking a page out of Tekkz's book there with the Elasticos. See, both of these players do have a coach.
Let's have a little chat about Schmeichel then. You know, we spoke about it briefly yesterday.
حاسس اللي بيلعب قدام تكس ده واخد الموضوع شخصي قوي.
I know you've got a little bit of content about this as well.
Well, I went out with Tekkz watching the Manchester derby in Manchester, and he wasn't very happy with the performance of David De Gea for Manchester
هو شكله
United.
كبير اصلا، شكله كده
A football fan, you'll
29
know the
سنة.
implications of that result in the Manchester derby, putting the Premier League back into the hands of Manchester City. And he said, "I'm not using him. He's performed bad for me in the Manchester derby as a Liverpool fan.
وكمان متوتر،
David De Gea is going nowhere near my team."
بيغلط
So
كتير.
it was Schmeichel in goal.
He stuck with them as well.
Yeah,
I said that yesterday.
he
Is he
played
going
well,
to
to be
stick with
honest.
him? He has stuck with him. He made an incredible, bunch of saves. I think in the last matchup when Mark and Dan were commentating on it. Back to
لا
goal
ما
now for
تدلوش
Tekkz. It'll be
مساحة.
the first goal in this game. Van der Sar had to go down low, parried that one away. Will be Tekkz with the corner. Still no goal scored. Just over 20 minutes played in our first round of 16 matchup here at the eChampions League group stage. This will be where we'll crown our first grand finalist.
لو اداله
Our
مساحة
first finalists will
هيبقى
have their
لش.
plane ticket booked to
والله
Madrid for the 31st of May,
Mindy?
where the eChampions League final will be held. Of course, the day after the eChampions League final, which all these 8 players will be able to attend. Accelerated fake shot all the way across to Ronaldo, and it's going to be NightWatch that does score the first goal in this game, but
ده وداه
let's
دبي
not
مول،
get
وداه
too
دبي
carried
مول.
away as of yet.
That was a
Maybe
great
as
goal
someone
as well.
else might have done.
Really good finish. Neymar getting down the side, a couple of scoop turns, and that accelerated fake shot just into the box. I thought he'd overrun it for a second, picked out Ronaldo at the back post and just slotted past him with such ease. Cristiano Ronaldo, 30 minutes in. NightWatch. Maybe they're studying paying off for it right now.
ربنا يسهل وتكمل على كده. انا حاسس ان اللي بيلعب قدامه ده يعني واخد الموضوع على صدره قوي.
In his game against Mentz.
وتقريبا عشان ممكن يكون سنه كبير، انا حاسس ان هو مثلا 28 سنة حاجة كده، صح؟ ولا هو ممكن يعايروه في البيت بقى واحد عنده 19 سنة ولا 18 سنة يعمل فيك كده. هو تقريبا خايف من الكلمتين دول. اوه
matched well by the Danish icon, Peter Schmeichel.
Interesting that he played that in the air as well, very similar to what the Royal were doing, F2Tekkz Cup 2. Dinking the balls instead of playing them on the floor. Just again, when you dink it, it means that your goalkeeper movement of your opponent is less accurate.
ده حاسه كبير.
You're playing it in the air. You can either bring that down then, or you can head it over the goalkeeper, and that sort of lofted header just that almost
ممكن
dinks the
برضه.
goalkeeper. It's something that
بس انا حاسه في اخر العشرينات مش في نصها. اوه ده كان هيعملها تاني.
Defended well by Tekkz, and we must talk about Tekkz. If you don't know this man, he's been winning pretty much everything in the FIFA 19 Global Series. 3 F2Champions Cups to his name this year. An E-Club World Cup title as well. Won the EPL with Liverpool, who he is wearing the kits of now. Liverpool fan through and through, be praying that they can make the Champions League final. Will he equalise? Yes, he will.
جاب التعادل.
Neymar with the goal. He's been knocking on the door of NightWatch a few times already in this game, and he will score the equaliser.
Yeah, just before half-time as well. Perfect time to score for F2Tekkz. NightWatch, no headset on for the Bulgarian. You see someone who's had good success against Tekkz in the past. In Lyrics, sat behind NightWatch. He's beat him a couple of events previous. I remember in that one-legged game in the Club World Cup. Scored 5 goals against F2Tekkz. So maybe that little bit of knowledge that Lyrics has as well could be sort of impactful in the second leg especially.
We've said it before as well, you can count on probably, what, 2 hands the amount of games that Tekkz has lost in tournaments, majors or minors. He really hasn't, dropped many, and he's been so confident in the way he's playing. He's done so well that he's been able to pull out of a few tournaments as well when he's qualified for all these 16 events so far. See, he's not going to Atlanta now. Made the decision there to pull out. He doesn't really need global series ranking points at this moment in time. He's got over 9,000 of them. Ball across the box. Could be a chance. Headed away by Ramos and headed away for a corner.
One man who does need those ranking points is DrNightWatch, however. He's been helping out at a number of the PGL events in Romania, where he's been doing a little bit of analyst work. He loves that line of work, but for him, it's all about playing. Whenever he's at those events, and he always tells us backstage in the green room, I wish I were playing right now. I get that bug, and I'm itching to play.
Well, the best thing was as well, he was working these events.
بس هو مش مرتاح على فكرة. هو تعادل بس بالعافية.
Going home and playing like 60 games of weekend league. You know, both consoles he was playing. You know, this man, I keep saying it. You know, Tekkz has played so much FIFA as well, but you can't find someone else that is so passionate about FIFA. He knows everything, where to take a first-time finesse from. You know, how to cross the ball into the box, how to take a set piece. He knows everything.
I'd say he's up there with Megabit from FIFA 18 with the amount of games that he's played. This year, Kyle Lee's played over 5,000 games of FIFA. There's not a lot of players who know the game inside and out like DrNightWatch, like the people who devote so much time and effort, and they see the rewards.
Whilst on the other side of that, you've got a player that has just constantly got better and better throughout the year. He's been so consistent. There's not many of those players that have been able to adapt to different game updates that Tekkz has been able to, different patches. Hasn't affected him.
Yeah, it's interesting you talk about that, because he was telling me recently that he doesn't actually play a lot of FIFA now, Tekkz. He doesn't play a lot at home, online. He only really plays at events. So he's only ever playing in competitive matches.
His name on out. Through ball to R9. A bit of keeper movement you can see there. Van der Sar, he's back on his line now. This is R9. Trying to link up with a fellow Brazilian there in Neymar. The only goal scorer for Tekkz in this game. This is still the first leg as well. We will have a second leg to come up. This is our first round of 16 matchup as well. So we'll know the first name out of 8. It will be on the way to Madrid for the eChampions League final in probably just under 30 minutes time. Pull it. Back to Ronaldo. This could be a chance for DrNightWatch. The touch was quite heavy. It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, next level goalkeeper movement there as well from Tekkz. Moved him back central into the middle of the goal and just made sure that any danger was thwarted through the hands of Peter Schmeichel.
Heavy touch there. Going to fall back to Peter Schmeichel though. Lofted down that right-hand side now. And a big switch from centre-back to right-back. Just under 30 minutes left. Are we happy to build into this game, Tekkz? He's a player you never write off. We've said it so many times before. We've been able to commentate on him in so many tournaments, whether it's a Swiss round, whether it's the knockouts or a cross console final.
بدأ خروج المغلوب من الجولة اللي فاتت.
No matter where the location, no matter.
هما الاثنين متسرعين على فكرة، كل واحد فيهم خايف من التاني.
McIntyre, Swiss, he always performs. Does this young man?
Can he defend now against DrNightWatch? Fake shot back inside and a goal as well for his effort for Ronaldo.
أيوة بقى هو ده الكلام.
For DrNightWatch, the Bulgarian will lead once again in this first leg, and to be honest, when a lot of people play against Tekkz, you can sense that, you know, that little bit fearless, where they are a little bit scared about playing against him, and you can see some of the mistakes. You can see how nervy they are at the back as well with keeping the ball. He has looked fearless, DrNightWatch. He has looked fearless in this game. He's been happy to attack him every single time. Elasticos, everything's been out. Now he's 2-0.
When you prepare all year for one particular moment, this is his moment right now. I remember him telling me in Romania, back at one of the LQEs, I've been watching Tekkz play for weeks now. I've been analysing. I've been trying to play like him.
I actually remember that.
Yep.
The first ever Champions Cup that Tekkz won. DrNightWatch, I swear, I think he just went back and watched the stream and tried to learn of how he was playing. Yes, that was many months ago, back in November now. But that just shows the attitude of some of these pro players, that they're so keen to learn and adapt their games to the competitors. This could be 3-1 now. Mbappe! Unbelievable goal.
يا راجل في الواسع يا راجل.
Just scratching his head of how Peter Schmeichel has met that.
You see in the top left, 7 saves Peter Schmeichel has done for Tekkz.
Back in again. Another wave of pressure for Tekkz.
اوه
And a fantastic finish from
استعمل حركته ضده هو ده الكلام.
We need to see that on the replay because that was special.
DrNightWatch right now is styling and profiling. Is this Ric Flair in the building? Someone give me a woo, because this is unbelievable from DrNightWatch. The elastico from
شوف لما تدور الايام وتتعامل ضدك يا لا.
worked it inside. I thought the chance had gone when Hullet headed it away for Tekkz.
There was two bits of unbelievable play there. The goalkeeper movement first from Peter Schmeichel to move from left to right and still to predict the right way from Tekkz. He's done it all year long. And then that bit of magic. Step over into the finish. 3-1 up. There's still a long, long time left in this game.
We saw that defending there from DrNightWatch as well. Aggressive. Mendy flying out of position and winning the ball back. That's how you've got to play against Tekkz. When Tekkz has been beaten at events, it's been Nicholas Razek, aggressive in everything that he did. Goal machine, aggressive in his approach to the game.
For me, this is the first time I've seen someone play against Tekkz with this much flair in their attacking side. Because how do you play against Tekkz if he's good at defending, if he's good at attacking? It's as simple as I've said.
ربنا يستر في العودة بقى ده عشان الواد تكس في العودة بيلسع جامد.
The latter stage of the field. Create something special. And that is exactly what DrNightWatch has done on 2 occasions, and he's made this a job for Tekkz at the moment.
And Tekkz tried to get back into this game. Mbappe down the left-hand side. Look for Mbappe to be instrumental in.
اقفل عليه يخرب ولا. حل عليه. ايوه كده.
Time green, but unfortunately, Patrick Vieira was standing in the ways that we'll go out for a corner. We can see some changes here. Obviously being made in front of us of both of these players. Just the one substitution though.
تبديلة لكل الناس بتعملها. نزل بيليه. ها.
Yeah, 99 Pele being introduced here.
Here we go. We can see
for
the screen here.
Tekkz on the right-hand side. It looks like Modric and R9, and also a little bit of Gareth Bale action. I think that is in at left back. Somebody has finally listened to Richard Buckley.
I don't know if you saw it today.
تقريبا هيدافع ونزل مودريتش في النص.
I think it was Benny, I want to say, that was playing Bale at left back. There was someone playing Bale at left back today. I remember watching it.
حلو.
Have they been listening to you? We mentioned it a few events ago.
وبيل كمان. ايه ده؟ وزيبيو؟
Sorry,
ايوه كده.
decided to make that move. Is it going to work out for him though? He's got 7 minutes to hold on into this first leg. 6 minutes remain, or just under. There is still a second leg left, and I'm sure, as you know, Tekkz, Desari, all these players, they build into those second leg matchups. That's the beauty of Swiss in the previous kind of earlier stage of this tournament, but so you still keep that two-legged format into the knockouts.
And you can't forget that Tekkz loves the two.
يا ابني انت قافل عليه. ايوه كده كده في السليم.
From Rafael Varane, he thrives in a two-legged game. If all the games were one leg, he wouldn't have won as much as he has this year. It's as simple as that. They're just the facts. Over 2 legs, not a lot of people can beat Tekkz. A handful, if that.
Also, I think it's the first game I've seen in a long, long time. Well, we've seen no Dair in use for this match.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Van der Sar and Schmeichel both.
هو بيعمل كل مرة يعمل نفس الحركة، يخش ويمرقص وارتو الباص وخلاص.
He does currently lead by 3 goals to 1, 47th in the global series rankings. He said it doesn't matter about the money, just get me on the plane, get me to Madrid, and get me to the eChampions League final. Also on the other side of that, we know how much of a Liverpool fan Tekkz is.
حلو حلو حلو.
It's half the job done though for Knight.
كده فضل العودة بقى.
He does lead at the break, and you can see that trophy. That is what everybody is trying to play for. Everybody wants to win or lift that trophy in Madrid.
This is the important bit now. Cannot take his foot off the gas. Marius there getting involved, having a little chat at half-time. Brandon just being gave a lovely little bit of paper from Jimmy Conrad.
He's updating me. He's updating me constantly there. So he's just saying, obviously, there's only one other game being played at the moment, Mentz and Alan Avi. Mentz is beating Alan Avi in the 80th minute of the first leg. We did see a huge vamos.
I heard it.
From Alan Avi.
Yeah.
I've been saying everyone's bringing out the vamoses, whether you're from Japan, whether you're from America. So Mentz just in front in the first leg there. Those are the only 2 matches playing as well at this moment in time. Let's remember that. We have still got loads of round of 16 games to play.
Loads of games to play, and I'll tell you what I'd bring my Vamos out for. If I got a nice little pack from the EA Twitch drops. It's premium gold players packs up for grabs right now. They'll be dropped into your account throughout the rest of the stream. I've had a few decent packs this year.
Best pack of the year. We'll do it now.
Best pack of the year.
You've opened a few. I know you have.
Don't get me started. Probably, I don't know. I've packed Gareth Bale twice.
I know you're a big fan of Gareth Bale.
I am a massive fan. I've got his 92 SBC. Last year I got Van Basten. So FIFA 18 more than you're going to win at any
لا كان هتلاقيه بيكمل له بقية المساج اهو.
deep run in the grand final come August to actually attain that much money. This is a 2-legged game for 15 grand.
Well, here's a story as well. You saw Alan Avi shout a huge Vamo. 6 goals were scored in that game, Richard. It's 3.
لا متوتر
That's on the
الواد.
first leg at the moment. That's Mentz, obviously, as I said, from Epsilon. Both brothers, they played earlier today, and it was Mentz that got the last laugh in that Swiss matchup. Rafsu is through a little bit later today. He's playing against Vitality Maestro, so that's going to be another incredible game, so make sure you stick around for that one.
If you are just joining us, 2 of the 4 players who went flawless in Swiss are out. MS Tassari and Nicholas. Both of those players are out, but one of the players who is currently losing right now, F2Tekkz, he went 4-0. Let's have a look at that game right now as we're getting ready for the second leg, but the first leg, we've got a few highlights to show you how this is sort of breaking down and how Nightwatch is leading.
And it was a bit of a shock result, you have to say. A 3-1 win for Nightwatch in the end, but he deserved it. He deserved everything that he got. That was the first goal there. A little accelerated fake shot down that byline where players can be so dangerous. Finish came from Ronaldo, and Tekkz did bounce back straight away. That was Neymar that scored that, and it was all square going into the second half.
Yeah, you see here, CR7 slotting that past the goalkeeper at the near post. And that wasn't the end of the scoring in this game. A lovely corner kick. Bounces to Neymar inside the box. One Elastico, slots it past the goalkeeper. 17 minutes gone. 3-1 Nightwatch leads into the second leg.
Well, let's go and have a look at the bracket now to see how this is affecting the whole competition. As we know, 8 spots are there at the first ever eChampions League final Madrid happening in May. Here's all your matchups. I know you're already looking at some of them and saying, wow, this is going to be a big, big game, Richard. But look at some of the names that are in the last 16 here. Frontal FIFA, Japanese player. Maybe the first event I've seen him this year. Kosu beat Icevogel.
Yeah, comfortably.
Didn't just beat him. He demolished him. He scored like over, what, 6-7 goals in the 2-legged game there. So much more action in the round of 16 to come up. So do not go anywhere. It's all happening tonight here in Manchester.
An emotional day for Rafsu. He's had a brothers derby. He's now got a Vitality derby against Maestro. That's coming up. Do not go anywhere. You're in for the eChampions League knockout stages. Winners go to Madrid. Losers go home.
So the only 2 games in action at the moment. Mentz and Alan Avi, the first leg finished 3-3 between those 2. That second leg just starting now as this one does too. Tekkz, though, needs 2 goals to at least pull this back all square. Ronaldo! 4 minutes into
حبيبي
the
تسلم
game.
محمد.
Time green, time
لو
to
هو
revenge
فاشل ما
it. I'm
تتفرجش
so
عليه.
used to saying, into the roof of the net.
Tekkz doing Tekkz type things. We say it all the time. 5 minutes in, halves the deficit straight away. CR7, power, green time shot into the near post. And the pressure is on right now.
شكرا يا
That
باشا.
lead, all that hard work is slowly getting rubbed away.
That's a massive goal, because if he gets to the 45th minute, Rich, and he's still 3-1 down, that's in the back of his mind that he's going to have to press more and try and come out and play. He scored in the first 4 minutes. He's only 1 goal behind now, and it gives him just a bit more time to only get 1 goal back instead of the original 2.
Tekkz in the first 10 minutes of the second leg. It feels like that's when he plays his best FIFA. Literally. How many times do we see him just completely turn around games? First 10, 15 minutes of the second leg.
Look at the press as well. Look at the numbers forward for Tekkz. So many players, so many red shirts inside that box. The ball is bouncing back to him every time as well. Nightwatch just about dealing with it that time.
This is where he could get counter-attacked on, though. He's got Maldini at the back, and looks like those fullbacks are really
احترم
bogged
نفسك
right
لو
now for
سمحت.
Tekkz. Look how wide Neymar is up top. Look how wide.
He's offside. That's how high he is.
CR7 is, and Mbappe.
Can Nightwatch deal with this pressure? Because he will go down in the history books as well. 47th in the Global Series rankings, needs this and wants it, just like every single other player that couldn't be at this tournament. If they're watching at home now, everybody wanted to be involved in this eChampions League. Such a special tournament. Here's Tekkz again, looking for that equaliser. Will it be? Nearly from Ronaldo.
This is where Nightwatch has to weather the storm. If he's got any hope of going through this round, he has to weather this storm that Tekkz is pouring on him.
انا ما اعرفش انا عملت له ايه، هو مش عاجبه بس ما يتفرجش او يقول باحترام يعني بيشتم ليه؟
Pause cued. That's a by Nightwatch, and I thought there were a change from Tekkz. He is into 4-2-2.
But at the same time, if you're under that pressure, how important is that pause? It's massive.
Yeah. Well, you often, Nightwatch always says, people don't pause it. You don't cue a pause, and you saw it. Example, right there. Didn't cue that pause. He waited until the ball went out, paused it straight away, get his changes in. Nice and early.
He's happy, obviously, that Tekkz made that pause as well, so you can just have a break, an extra few seconds as well.
ايه شكله هيكسب ولا ايه؟
3-2 both changes that are being made for both players as well. You can actually see Mendy is at left back, Ramos at right, but that's how his back four is looking.
I like this change here as well from Nightwatch, switching into 4-4-2 second variation. See that depth and
بيرجع الدفاع.
All being altered. We're not going to go too deep into the custom tactics as the players are here quite close to us, and we don't want to give all their secrets away. But look at that, all the matchups in the round of 16. 8 of those will be going out.
I'm looking at some big names there. Papsity represented Arsenal in the EPL. He's in the last 16. Frontal FIFA, Cezinio, Footwiz Tom. So many players having big performances here. Van der Sar's off his line. Maldini acrobatic.
الله مالديني شالها بص.
Pressure still on for the Bulgarian. Look at the mini-map. Look at how many white shirts are behind this ball. No one's in Tekksz's half or near the halfway line. On the rebound, it has been coming. And Ronaldo will score the equaliser.
Like
attack after attack after attack, Richard. It's been coming.
Second leg Tekkz is different to first leg Tekkz. It's as simple
كده الموضوع بقى
as that. In
أصعب.
the second leg, he just goes through the gears. He goes through into fourth, into fifth gear, and when he's at his best, there's not a lot of players who can stop him. It's not fluke that he's won 3 FUT Champions Cups. It's no fluke that in the semi-finals in Singapore, they were 1-0 down against Resende at half-time in the first leg. In the second leg, what did he do? He scored 3 in the first half and blew him out of the water.
Just saw behind him there, Alan Avi erupting in celebration once again. Whether that's to put him in front in that game, it was 3-3. We don't know exactly. That 4-4 we've just heard. So Mentz obviously scored the first goal in that second leg. He replied straight away to that.
هو ده الكلام، هو ده الكلام.
Was that Patrick Vieira there, just keeping the ball in play, hooking it back across, and being a hero once again.
What a game we have got on our hands. You can see from the players' reaction how much it means to them to be in that top 8 from Manchester, going to Madrid. This cutback from Vieira is next level. To be able to hook the ball, he's got his 6-iron out and he's just wedged it back into the box.
And straight to Neymar, who will put Nightwatch back in front again. You said it perfectly. What a game of FIFA we are witnessing in front of us. And we've still got over 60 minutes left of it. We've seen 7 goals. Nightwatch back in front. Tekkz, can he reply straight away? Well done, Maldini.
Yeah, it's important to be able to weather the storm. As soon as your opponent comes at you, whether that be from the get-go at half-time or whether it's from the ball being kicked off, you have to be able to weather that storm.
Here's Nightwatch
خدوا بقى، خدوا، أيوه. برضو.
What a block from Vieira, but had no idea about it other than just run back and try and defend. Came off his boot and
كان استنى نص ثانية بس.
This is maybe that wave of pressure now for Nightwatch. He won't get many chances.
لا 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 لا.
Good pressing.
Nearly fell back as well to Ronaldo.
Really unfortunate. I thought Ronaldo were actually going to nick in and come away with that ball there. See Ronaldo, CR7, he's a right cam right now. So expect to see that. Tekkz loves to do it. He loves a chip up, a back post cross, timed green. Expect to see that coming out as he starts to get desperate, you've got to say.
Speaking of Ronaldo, nearly actually put it in the back of the net for Tekkz. Thankfully, the Dutch goalkeeper.
يا ربنا. يعني اوزيبيو اتصاب ورونالدو طلع وجابها جول.
Kind of affecting the original goalkeeper movement. I know the front post headers can be very dangerous, but
it weren't a small bit of goalkeeper movement. It's a big bit of goalkeeper movement, and it's thrown him off his path. Right there, Van der Sar. He's brought him out nearly to like the 6-yarder, 8 yards out. And as that ball's come in, he's let go of our free to the goalkeeper to run back.
And that's what we said about the goalkeeper movement this year. Yes, it
غيروا
can
زبي يا عم.
be implemented and used in the right way, but you are affecting the natural movement of that goalkeeper. And that's exactly what, unfortunately, Nightwatch has done there. A lesson learned for sure.
Offside.
If he was onside there, that would be pretty incredible for the space he had in front of him. 8 goals scored, 4-4 the scoreline. Neck and neck in such a big game in their FIFA careers for a chance to go to Madrid for the eChampions League final. Who is going to just show us that bit of class now? Added time to come very shortly.
Tekkz just holding the ball right now, making sure that no mistakes before half-time, no goals conceded. 60% possession, this is the sort of Tekkz second leg display that you're expecting to see. Just waiting for half-time to tick over and then try and snatch a goal before the break. 3 added minutes.
If you didn't know how the coaching system works as well, at half-time they are able to just chat to the players. So this is an opportunity for both coaches to just have a word with Tekkz, have a word with
يدور الكورة وهو برضه اداله المساحة انه يلعب.
Just see what your opponent's doing. Will he play one more the referee? I think he will. If he can just keep
يلا هو
going
فوق
forward.
يا عم.
There was the through, but it was slightly too heavy anyway,
حكم.
Richard. So into the break, and we are all square again. A few words of wisdom there. You can see just how nervous Tekkz is as well, how nervous both of these players are.
Marius, hand on shoulder, getting in there. This is what that coach comes for. On the other side, Lyrics chatting with Nightwatch. 45 minutes.
If you're Marius, you've just got to go over to Tekkz's shoulder and say, look at what you've achieved this year. Look at what you've done for FIFA esports, for your own career.
Look at what you've done in 45 minutes of FIFA. You've turned this game completely around. This is your game right now.
He scored 3 goals. He was 3-1 down coming into this second leg. It's been a really impressive first 45 minutes, as you just highlighted. He did concede 1 goal, though, hence why the scoreline is 4-4. If we are all square as well, we'll go to extra time. And if we need to, penalties. Can you imagine a penalty shootout to decide a place at the eChampions League final? That would be a pretty crazy story. 28 yards out, free kick to come in, played short. And back out to Neymar. I don't think that was the route he originally wanted. Scoop to the back post, and Ramos just about doing enough.
لا
Chip back over again. Van der Sar will punch it.
قدام.
Maybe he's the new hero at the moment.
Everything he needs to do.
يلا هو راجع من الاوفسايد يلا.
Threaded through ball down the line.
Huh?
Little chip into the box. And Mbappe was there, and once again Ramos
on 2 occasions, 1 for Tekkz, 1 for Nightwatch, being heroic at the back post.
Often the man that, if you want one player to match up Cristiano Ronaldo or anyone in the box in the air, he is that player. Team of the year for item.
Loads of space, because
look at the through ball. There's a through ball here.
ايوه يلا يلا.
Mbappe, ball row inside.
Woo!
To his own goal. So fortunate there with the finish, but he'll take them all day long.
I thought he'd done enough. He moved the goalkeeper. He baited him into shooting early. You're going to watch the goalkeeper move it here. He just moves him left to right, left to right. It's probably going in. The shot's going in. And then Marcelo just getting his body on the line. Deflection. It might have been going in before. It's definitely going in. Once Marcelo gets his knee on it.
If you're going to get involved defensively, Marcelo, you've got to get a stronger right boot on that just to clear it away. And instead puts it into Tekkz's goal. As an own goal, it will go down for. Just the right boot. It wasn't strong enough. Deflection off.
It's going down as an Mbappe goal. It was going in.
And now back to that drawing board once again for Tekkz. He's been here many times before. He's still got so much time as well left in this game. R9.
It's 4-2-2 right now from Tekkz. Looking like a 4-2-4 with how high and wide his two cams are. All that space is in the midfield because Hullit's going forward, high medium work rates. So even Vieira with too much room to be able to work with. You see there, he's having to pull centre-backs out of position. All the rooms on the sort of the space in between the defence and the midfield right now. That's where that goal came from. They were able to move forward with Vieira, slide the ball through.
Whilst on the other side of that, you can see the numbers back that Nightwatch has got. Those two CDMs being kind of anchors in front of that back four. Dominating the area, which, as you've mentioned, Richard, is open at the moment. Around Tekkz's box. This is honestly the biggest game of
Nightwatch's career.
You have to say Nightwatch's career. You know, Tekkz has had that taste of winning trophies, winning majors.
يلا قدام.
This is massive for Nightwatch. Not just for his competitive year, but
is it?
Just for the history
ارجع.
of this competition.
كمل.
He'll be in that first 8 to be in a final. I was a bit hesitant there. Pull back inside. Does win a corner for his efforts though. Just watch out number 9 on the field. Scoop into the box towards the back post. And it's going to go again for a corner.
Memory serves correctly, Nightwatch with 2-2 coming into today. He's not dropped a game today.
Oh,
that sounds...
my God. I don't know what I've just heard. All I can see is Mentz's hands over his face.
Oh.
A huge vamos. The loudest one I've ever heard over the 2 days at the eChampions League.
I see Spencer Owen, he's walking across. He'll tell us what's just happened. I'm shocked. I didn't know what had happened.
We'll give you updates on that as soon as we know. Back to this game. 20 minutes remain. 5-2 the score. Nightwatch just in the lead.
Varane nicks that ball away. He's going to come forward. Neymar played into Ronaldo. Good defensive work from Nightwatch there.
And what looks like a very special matchup. Round of 16 game. Alan Avi from FC Dallas with a 90th minute goal to put him 5-4 up. He's just got to hold it out for a few more seconds there. And he could be the first player in the eChampions League Grand Final. He said how important that could be for him. He wants to take his dad there to Madrid for him.
Nightwatch is in.
لف واديها للي جاي. ايوه كده.
Nightwatch. He wants a sixth. He wants a bit of a gap in the scoreline of 2.
اهو فتح.
If he can.
That's Alan Avi.
And that is job done. He points to the sky. Alan Avi of FC Dallas. What a tournament. What a performance. This is live in right now.
And Alan Avi is going to Madrid.
Wow. He's in the history books, Richard. He's the first name. And that's just one name off to Madrid. Get his plane ticket booked. Back to this one. 10 minutes left. Where's this game going?
Oh,
no, there's a mistake.
اجري.
This could be Nightwatch now.
فوقه.
Oh!
Breaking hearts. If you're an F2Tekkz fan, 6-4 up with 9 minutes to play.
تكس محتاج يجيب جونين في 10 دقايق.
Juve out.
في 8 دقايق.
City out. PSG out. It's exactly the same as the
هو تقريبا دوري الأبطال ده شبه دوري الأبطال حقيقي.
And now he's Tekkz joining them.
Free at the back. Panic stations for Tekkz. he needs 2 goals, Richard, in no time at all. Could we be seeing another big shock? We came into today with 4 players who are 4-0 from Swiss. MS Desari out the competition. Nicholas out the competition. We've still got to see Maestro in action a little bit later against Vitality Ravsu, but he's got over 10,000 Global Series ranking points. He's won so many tournaments this year. This was the one tournament he really wanted to go to Madrid. And if Liverpool could have been there as well, it would have been extra special for him.
The composure from Nightwatch.
وتكس هيطلع اهو دلوقتي. لو ما جابش جونين دلوقتي والدقيقة عدت ال 81 هيطلع.
So hold on. If there was a game plan coming into this, he's delivered it.
He's delivered it
so well. If Tekkz can pull this back, this would be incredible. He's got 7 minutes left.
وياسر طبعا طلع ونيكولاس طلع.
DrNightWatch. He's been in games like this for 4 weeks.
ابعت قدام يا ابني.
Seeing out matches with little time left.
ياسر طلع ونيكولاس طلع ومساعد طلع وتكس ممكن يطلع دلوقتي. هو لحد دلوقتي خسران اهو.
Still in possession. Needs to score off this attack.
He's getting a foul as well.
مين طلع؟ طلع من واحد كولومبي اللي هو اسمه ايه؟ اسمه جوكسن باين.
From going to Madrid to be the second man on that list. You said it perfectly. This tournament has brought so many shocks to us.
ابعت قدام ايوه يا.
Just deflected. Hold on. Tekkz.
بس اهو هو تكس بس خلاص جي كده.
It's often said when you play against Tekkz, Desari, all these big names, it's all right having a good performance in the first leg, but in the second leg, if you're not at the races, you will get beaten. He has been at the races
استحالة يجيب جونين دلوقتي.
Tekkz has played so well as well. We needed to score goals. He was 3-1 up on the stroke of half time. The Bulgarian DrNightWatch will be going to Madrid in about 15 seconds time. You can write it down in the history books.
He was feared. Tekkz coming into the tournament. He went 4-0 in Swiss. People were expecting him to go to Madrid.
اوه جت في العارضة. اهو طلع دلوقتي كده طلع. كده تكس طلع.
eChampions League final and it comes another shock. The F2Tekkz, he will not be there. You can see Alanavi and Nightwatch. There's your 2 grand finalists for Madrid.
Who would have predicted this?